Our daily lives are filled with delays, missed opportunities, setbacks, and outright nuisances. It happens to all of us. Like missing a bus and being late for work, being locked out of the house for 4 hours when you have an urgent exam to prepare for. With all your notes on the other side of the door, having your new shiny Blackberry slip out of your pocket on the bus and only realizing half an hour after stepping off. Yes, these common things specifically happen to all. Let's change how we think about inconveniences, missed opportunities, and problems because oftentimes it is for the best, we might just not know it. Hello friends, Yasmin here from My Education My Power, and today we'll discuss the chapter Two Stories About Flying Part 2 Black Aeroplane from the book First Flight Class 10. Entire text will be appear on the screen before you with the meanings of all the difficult words. Let's get started. Let's know some interesting fact about the author. Frederick Forsyth is an author who hardly needs any introduction. According to Frederick, the size of the town spurred his curiosity to travel and see the world, a fact that inevitably influenced his writing. Remembering his childhood with fond memories, he still visits the areas where he grew up. As a young boy, he was sent to live in Germany and France by his father for a year in order to learn modern languages. His father's support and influence was the key to his ultimate success in Frederick's strong belief as he supported him regardless of what he wanted to do. His ultimate fluency in those two languages earned Frederick a scholarship at the prestigious Tonbridge School. The smart youngster earned his A levels at a very young age. Before we begin, let's discuss a few things about the story. This story basically oscillates or shifts between miracle and mystery. The main character of the story is a pilot and he is flying night in his old Dakota aeroplane to travel from France to England. He dreams of his holiday and looks forward to meet his family. In the first paragraph, it was a night full of stars with clear sky. The pilot felt very happy to be all alone to fly above the sleeping countryside. Here the pilot was flying over France to England. It was 1:30 in the morning and he was very excited to have a grand holiday with his family. Before leaving, the pilot thought of informing the Paris control room about his presence and for instructions for guidelines. At that time, lights of Paris city flashed at him. Then he switched on the radio while informing the control agency about his way to England. The control room at Paris responded and helped him to direct the plane, so they instructed him to turn 12 degrees towards the west. After receiving the instructions, the pilot geared up and followed them while switching over the last fuel tank into operation. All this time he was thinking about his family and of having an enjoyable breakfast with his adorable family. He was calm as everything was going smooth as he planned. Now the plane has crossed Paris when he started seeing clouds in the sky. The presence of clouds made it unsafe to travel by air because there were chances of a heavy storm. They were so huge and dark that the pilot compared them with black mountains. He knew he couldn't pass them as it was impossible to go above them as the amount of fuel was very less in the last tank. The right decision would have been to fly back to Paris safely, but the pilot wanted to get home as soon as possible as he really wished to meet his family. He so desperately wanted to be with his family and have that English breakfast he had been dreaming of all the day, that he took the risk of not going back. Thus he headed the plane right into the storm. It was so dark because of the storm that nothing was visible outside the plane. He started losing control of the aeroplane. The compass and other instruments had also stopped working because of the bad weather. He became helpless. He tried calling the Paris control agency who had helped him earlier but couldn't connect because of the weather. In the midst of nowhere, when everything failed, he saw a ray of hope when he saw another aeroplane. He felt relieved when he saw another pilot's face and gained courage to help him to escape from that worst situation. He thought to himself that the other pilot is very kind as he knew that they were lost and was trying to help him. The other pilot took his plane ahead of the lost aeroplane, which make easier to follow. Here in the paragraph, the author followed the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. In the meantime, he was also panicking because there was very less amount of fuel left. Then started flying down through the storm and could see the runway to land his plane safely. When he turned to thank the other pilot, he realized that the plane that helped him had disappeared as soon as he came out of the storm. The author did not know where he had landed, but was not afraid of leaving his plane unattended. He headed straight into the control room to ask about the other pilot and the plane. To his utmost surprise, the lady informed him that there was no other plane in the sky except his because of the bad weather. Then the pilot left astonished with a lot of questions unanswered in his mind. So here I can remember a very beautiful line by Henry Ward Beecher. The unthankful heart discovers no mercies, but the thankful heart will find in every hour some heavenly blessings. Let's have the summary. The Black Aeroplane, written by Frederick Forsyth, is a mystery story. The story revolves around the mystery who was another pilot. The narrator was on his way to England hoping to have a good English breakfast with his family, but he saw great storm clouds ahead of him. They were huge mountain-shaped clouds. The narrator risked to enter into the clouds. No sooner he entered in the clouds everything turned black. He saw another aeroplane without lights on its wings. The pilot waved his hand to the narrator and asked him to follow him. The narrator followed the pilot of another aeroplane as his compass radio went dead. Even there was not enough fuel in his tank. With the help of another pilot, he landed safely, and when he went to the receptionist to thank the pilot, then he was informed by the lady that there was no any other plane flying in the sky that night. So my friend, this is all for today. I'll see you again with another lesson. You can get the link of the first part of this chapter in the description box. Do subscribe the channel. Take a very good care of yourself. Bye for now.